Welcome to the number one friendship podcast in the country. I'm Aaron Cairo.
I'm Matt Ritter.
And guys, make sure to go to audible.com/the buddy system to check out our Audible original and go to manoftheyearpodcast.com to grab our merch and watch our shows on YouTube. So, Matt, what do the following people have in common?
I love these games.
Abraham Lincoln and Frederick Douglass, Charlie Chaplin and Albert Einstein, Martha Stewart and Snoop Dogg, Bernie Sanders and Cardi B.
They're all friends. Said something friendship, and they have age gap. No, Douglas and Lincoln were the same age-ish. Older, younger, black, white.
It's not that deep. It's the topic of the pod. They're just unlikely friends.
Oh, there we go. Hey, unlikely. Oh, I was getting there. We were getting there. Unlikely friendships.
Yeah. I always get served on TikTok like a dog became friends with a lamb or a rooster is friends with a hippo.
I absolutely love that. When a rooster and a hippo just become pals. Especially since hippos are very aggressive.
I told someone about my algorithm the other day. It was actually in a meeting and they were
Oh, you
horrified.
told them that you only like pole vaulters and different animal species hugging.
Slow motion Baltic female pole vaulters. And they
When the thing slowly goes into the ground.
They did not laugh. I was like, oh, I think I have
wrong. I think I'm in the wrong meeting.
Yeah, sorry. This is the wrong room.
I'm in the meeting from 2012. When it was acceptable to say things like that in the general.
Well, I mean, I like the pole vaulters, but I also, as you know, I like TikToks where people being nice to each other.
I like TikToks where animals aren't just friends, where they've been adopted by another species.
Oh, see, I thought you were going to go the other way where you're talking about like, is it called like ligers where they actually mate?
Oh, no. Oh, yeah. That's too far for me.
That's too far.
I like when they orphaned and they just join another species and they don't even know that they're.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know I was not a dog. I'm a sheep.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think about people who have mostly, I think it's monkeys who have these insane pets?
Oh, you mean like wildlife in the home? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't love it. I don't love it for the animal. Like, I guess if you have a full giant, like if you're a drug lord, I like it. If you're a drug lord and you have a tiger roaming around, but you have hundreds of acres, I like it.
Well, you know that like because of oh my god, why am I
Joe the cat guy?
No, the biggest drug dealer of all time. Why am I blanking on his name? Escobar, his hippos.
His hippos, yeah.
Now there's like all these generations of hippos
right.
because he brought the hippos.
Yeah. I mean, if they have a nice room to bathe, then I'm all for it. It's about the space.
I don't love those monkeys. They rip your face off, and that's really effed up.
Yeah, the face ripping is not great. It's not a great thing. They haven't really solved we have a lot of plastic surgery, but they've never really quite solved a full face rip. You know? Have you ever seen a post face rip surgery? God. Hey, you didn't happen to have a monkey rip your face off, did you? Yeah, that's actually exactly what happened. How'd you know? Lucky guess.
Okay, let's not talk about the face ripping anymore. But anyway, we haven't, in all of our episodes, we haven't really talked about these unlikely friendships. And first, let's talk about sort of what that means. So I would say A would be, I think, age. B, I think might be class. I think gender, obviously not that weird to have a guy friend and a girlfriend, but it could be a factor. Also maybe like occupation, Cardi B, Bernie Sanders. I think that we often think of these things like in a romantic sense, but like I love a good friendship of two completely different people.
I would say if I had to define what is an unlikely friendship, I'd say one that defies convention. I think what you're talking about is conventional friendship. Conventional friendship is people in your own socioeconomic status, people you work with, people your own age, people in the same phase of life as you, people who like all the same activities. And
Yep.
so sometimes when we see people who are out of that, you're like, oh, what is that? That's cool. What an unlikely friendship.
So we have talked about this at some point that like your close friends and us included usually exhibit homogeny, like you're just this,
Mm-hmm.
you're very similar. And
Yeah.
then your secondary friends are the more sort of diverse, weirdos, interesting, different, unlikely.
Right. Because I think at our core, we want our inner crew to get us on a really deep level where it's like our brains are on the same wavelength. We like the same dark humor. We could send memes that have no text and just back and forth memeing with no explanation necessary.
Yeah.
Uh, you want to feel like soulmates with your close friends.
Well, but
Um,
there's no reason you can't be a soulmate with an unlikely.
no, I'm just saying, but a lot of times that's based on all of your similarities and your interests and background and like there's just a lot of that's why I think that's why a lot of it is homogenous is because of there's like a lot of just similar
Well, it's
like
also you're with the people that you're in the same
yeah
spaces at, same places you live, same colleges,
yeah
whatever.
yeah, yeah.
But
But yes, you can be very close. You could be very close with somebody who wouldn't necessarily fit into those conventional boxes that we think create those friendships. Because I think the unlikely friendships are proof that you don't need all of that stuff to have good friendships. We call them unlikely, but really what they're doing is proving that you can have those friendships.
maybe we call it unconventional. Is that
Yeah,
more
that's what I'm
accurate?
saying. I think that's why I was like, it's not really unlikely. It's just unconventional. It's just defying what our stereotypes. Our stereotype is that it's somebody your own age that you grew up with, and you work in similar space, and you just talk about all the things that you did growing up or whatever.
Right. Well, what does Tony Soprano say?
The lowest form of conversation. Reminiscing is the lowest form of conversation.
Remember when?
Remember when is the lowest form of
Yeah.
conversation.
Yeah. I think it's also like I think that the unlikely or unconventional friendships, it's just more interesting to like talk to someone with a different background, different, especially since we're so siloed in our lives and our news, just like hearing a different perspective.
I think it's phenomenal. I think everybody should have one unlikely friend.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think of like my unlikely friends. And I
Yeah, I
think,
wanted to talk about who's your most unlikely friend.
I mean, some of it is age because I have like my mentees. So like I wouldn't, I'm friendly, I guess you'd say, with like people who've just graduated college, which is kind of interesting. Um, I feel like they're not great texters, by the way. That's a new thing I'm learning, which
Hmm.
you'd think they would be good texters.
Not to you.
Maybe not to me. I'm just like, how come no one's responding to? We're in an epidemic of ghosting, just and
Yeah,
everything. I'm not even talking about
yeah,
like friendship, dating,
yeah,
work. Can't get an email back.
yeah. It's the time of the ghost.
It's horrifying.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if mine are unlikely though, because the ones I have that are older, just like mentory level, is that unlikely to have mentors? We know it's hard to get.
Well, I mean, but you are like in our business and mentors and friends. I mean, it's all blurred. I mean, how old?
Right.
I know what you're thinking of. How old is your oldest
I have a
mentor?
few that are in their 60s and 70s.
Oh, that's 70s. I mean, we're getting up there.
Yeah, right, right. So is that unlikely?
Yeah, I would. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know who.
Mm. But I think that another one is like was it Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart? I don't know why there's many
Right.
rappers on this list. Um,
Well, because they're across race, they're across gender, they're across age. So
right.
they're across three lines that are defy whatever conventions. Uh, but they seem to be genuine friends.
All right. Can you guess how old Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart are? Or do you
Okay.
know?
So I know Snoop Dogg is older than us, but not by much because he started. So let's just say his first album was in 91 and he was young. He was like 17 or 18. So I'm going to say he's like 70. He's probably 52 at most.
Yeah, very good. 54. Wow.
Okay. So he's 54. And Martha Stewart has been around a while. I'm going to say she's 76.
84.
Wow.
Right? That doesn't make sense. Is that even right? Yeah, she's born in. Yeah, she's older than our parents.
Wow.
It's insane.
She's looking good.
Yeah, I was shocked by that. I was
Yeah,
shocked.
that's an unlikely friendship, but they're also both big celebrities in entertainment.
Matt, this is a little side topic, but thinking of how Martha Stewart looks. You and I have never discussed like the plastic surgery like trend of like people just getting new faces.
Does she have a new face?
No, but I'm sure she's had to
Oh,
work that. And that's not a diss. I mean, she looks
oh yeah,
great.
yeah, 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 yeah. Why? Who
But
has a new
like,
face? I don't. I can't recall anybody who like specifically.
I mean, like Anne Hathaway has a new face. I mean,
You know who has a new face?
who?
Bradley.
Oh yeah, Bradley Cooper has a new face. Uh, like people just get new faces.
Do you think that was because a monkey ripped off any of their
Oh,
faces?
like, I mean, I don't know. What do you think of just like showing up one day with a new
No,
face?
I know. I think. Well, first of all, I don't think that's the game plan when they go under the knife. I
Do
don't
you
think
think
they plan on having a new face. I
you
think it's
think
a
they
botch. It's a botch.
how could these people getting these are the
If
most
you
famous.
recall, this is the greatest case of a reverse new face. You know who that is?
Okay, wait, tell me what you mean by reverse new face.
Meaning they had a new face that was botched, and then they did another new face, and then they look amazing.
I have no
There's only
idea.
one person that really qualifies.
I don't even know.
Nicole Kidman.
Oh, I don't know. I
If
don't.
you
Can't.
recall, originally she had a new face, and everybody's like, "What is that?" And
Okay.
now, and then like I think she had, or sometimes I think the new face has to settle into your bones,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I think the new face has to layer properly, and like Total Recall when he'll like wear that fake face, and then first it has to like mold itself to him.
Uh huh.
I think, and then it only like lasts for like a couple minutes and then explodes. I think that's sort of what happens here.
How old do you think Nicole Kidman is?
58.
Yes. Have you look? Are you looking these up?
I'm looking right at you. What do you mean looking
I
it
don't
up?
know what you got. I can't tell what you've got going on
I'm
over
looking
there.
right at you.
Can we let's take a listener question and come back to this,
Okay.
guys? We'll be right back. Okay, this is asking for a friend. If you have a friendship question or ethical dilemma, send it to us on Instagram, and we will answer it on the show. Okay, dear Matt and Cairo, first of all, love the audio original, the buddy system. I'm going to leave a review. I'm going to leave a review.
Going
Just
to. Whoa, hold on. Hold on. Well,
leave the
so
review.
hard.
Mm. Okay. This is from a guy. I've gotten really close to a teenage neighbor after helping him with a school film project, even though I'm in my 50s and we barely share any cultural references. But we chat on the porch about movies, music, and his plans for college. How do I keep the friendship positive and appropriate while still being supportive?
Oh, that's cute. It's a neighbor. That's a
Yeah,
neighbor friend. I like that.
yeah. Uh, Someone brought up the age old question of why Marty McFly was friends with Doc.
Right. Right. In another movie, right? Like you could create a different dark version of that movie.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's good. I mean, first of all, I mean, the guy's only in his 50s, so it's not like he's that old.
Yeah.
But have you ever seen, because I get on my TikTok, not the pole vaulter side, the other side, like little kids going to nursing homes?
No, but that's very cute.
Yeah. I love because, I think there's so much to learn from our elders that we probably don't, you
My
know.
brother was really good, has always been really good at that, having these like really old, they're not even mentors, just older men that he would befriend.
I think you've mentioned this before that he's a coterie of just older gentlemen.
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
sweet.
I mean, think about how like many pitfalls we could have avoided in our lives if we just had any mentor, but an old man advising us.
Yep. Yep. Well, my old building, I had a few unlikely friendships, by the way. This was sidetracking me from the question, but I had a lot of, you remember like Andy and Gladys? There were a bunch of older women in my building that we became
Oh
friends.
yeah. Yeah, I guess they did come to your parties.
Yeah, and all the like dog park people, older women dog. Now that I don't have a dog, it's like I guess I have less surface area for unlikely friends. I just realized now that I'm in this like deep young kid phase, very low surface area for unlikely friendships to form.
Yeah, if you met an older couple, you'd be like, I don't have time for this.
It's just not in the cards right now. Anyway, sorry. Back to the question of is first of all, yes, it's your neighbor. Like that's great, and I'm sure he's getting a lot out of it. Let's remember that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, this doesn't say whether the older guy is married or has kids or whatever, but I'm assuming he doesn't have kids because then he'd be mentoring his own kid.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think a good way to be a good friend for the older guy is to first of all, question asking is always good. But try to engage with, he says, we don't share any cultural references. Well, go watch K-pop Demon Slayers,
Right.
Hunters.
Right.
What are those two? And talk to the kid about it.
That's a good point. Kira, I think you bring up an excellent point that people who say things like, we don't share cultural references, that's a choice. They're out there. Like, you're not born with cultural references.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
This is not baked into your DNA. You
Yeah.
can watch 5 movies and you get a whole generation, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
What are our 5 movies? I just made that up. Like, what are our 5 movies? If you had like 5 movies to define our generation.
That's a tough one because because we're older than like, what I just watched? I watched.
Right. We're not the Social Network generation.
Right. Yeah.
And we're also not the Wall Street generation.
Right. Yeah. Because we're also Zennials in
Right.
between.
Like I'm saying, like the people who really grew up in the 80s, Wall Street defines that that era.
Right. Or like singles.
Singles,
no, reality bites.
Reality bites is great, but that's like slightly older than our gen.
Yeah. God, that's a good question. Is it early? Because it's like early 2000s stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely Fight Club. It's
Oh,
definitely Pulp Fiction.
Right. Right.
I'm not sure what the social commentary one would be, because Reality Bites would be like a close social commentary, but it's a little too early.
Ferris Bueller?
Yeah, again, but that's not really our gen. I mean, I love it.
Mm-hmm.
But the Breakfast Club is not our gen either.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. The Matrix.
The Matrix.
Office Space.
Office Space. That's the best one for like culture defining of who we are. The others are just like the movies that really defined our era.
Garden State, maybe.
Garden State, pretty close.
Yeah, like the first generation, just like depressed and medicated, and
Garden State and Office Space are definitely closer. Anyway, wouldn't that be a good prescription? My point is, wouldn't that be a good prescription for an unlikely friendship of different ages, where you're like, yeah, we just don't share any cultural references. Okay, here's your homework: 5 movies, or like, here, 1 album. Now you get them.
Yeah. Could we just go back to the digression real quick? Crazily enough, I'd never heard of this Rowdy Roddy Piper movie you mentioned a couple episodes ago.
Did you watch it?
Just brought it up. What is it again? I didn't watch it. No.
They Live.
It's Rowdy Roddy Piper is like a post-apocalyptic like warlord type thing. I don't know.
No, just aliens are everywhere, and you can only see them with these special sunglasses.
Right. That's so stupid. That's so stupid. Yes, I love a little movie club. Do you think that the older neighbor should be interfacing with the parents?
Yes, as a sort of like, I'm always like, safety first. Let's clear the air first. Let's just make sure everybody who should be on board with this needs to be on board with it.
By the way, kids, like teenagers, he's got this older friend. Those are always the nicest, like well-adjusted kids.
Absolutely. Teenagers that can engage with grown-ups.
Yeah.
I have found that wanting, and I'm a little concerned. I feel that's a pretty good way to judge somebody.
If they're young and have older friends?
Not older friends, but being able to engage with adults.
I don't know if we ever talked about this. What do you think about kids when they say sir and ma'am?
I like it. Respect.
Yeah.
Why, you think it's fraud? You think it's BS?
I love you projecting a little bit. I read something, I'd have to look it up, that like, I think maybe the ma'am, I don't know, I think people don't like the ma'am of it all.
Oh, I'm not sure women like being called ma'am.
right. Like, but I love when like a dad says to a son, like, you gonna be at school tomorrow? Yes, sir. Like,
I agree. If women don't like that, I'd love that for our women listeners to let us know. Is there a term that you do like that's deferential and respectful? Because I think that's why we love sir.
yeah, yeah.
But if
When someone
ma'am
says,
feels
yeah,
like aging you, is there a respectful term that you would like to just be like, yes, respect was just given to me by this teenage punk?
right. I don't think Miss or Madam.
Right. Maybe madam. Maybe it is madam. I'm not sure. I have no idea. That's why I'm asking. If our female listeners can message us on that one, I'd love to just list the ones that we got back as responses for that.
Have you ever had someone like, refer to you, not like yes, sir, but sir, like you're an older person?
Yeah, it's starting to happen more and more.
Yeah. I guess
Whoa,
when you,
whoa,
yeah.
bro. I'm like, bro, here's your
I guess
car,
when you're with your
sir.
kids,
I get it with
when
the
you're with,
car. The valets do it. The young valets do it.
yeah. By the way, because of your advice, I recently tipped a valet on Venmo.
You gotta be. I'm glad.
Because you said, quote, your Venmo is only valets.
It's only valet. It's only twos and fives.
Yeah.
Twos and fives. You like that? It's only twos and fives.
Twos and fives. Yeah.
Twosies, five.
What is your normal valet tip?
I think it's just two.
Does it matter to you when they go get the car and it's like right there?
I still give them a two, but I give them a five at the hotel. Does that make sense?
No, I mean, but I get what you're saying. If they're going somewhere to get it,
Yeah.
when they just give you the key sometimes? I'm like,
Yeah. No. How about this? Sometimes you already have the key.
what?
No, that doesn't make any sense.
No. Okay. I thought you were about to
Okay.
blow my mind with some shit.
You're right. When the car's next to the valet and it's just sitting
Yeah.
there, and they
Yeah.
go, "Here's your key." Well, they did. Did they park it or you park? No, they did park it,
No, they did park it. They did park it.
but they
Uh,
moved it 3 feet.
okay, so I think we probably answered this. We want, interfacing with the parents. I loved your pitch of learning some cultural references. I think that I'm trying to think from the kid's perspective. He's getting wisdom. What about the kid's parents? Is he going to be like, why are you hanging out with, like, what about us? Why don't you hang out with us?
Right, but maybe they're not around when these, like he's at the house, like
After school?
after
Yeah,
school and they're working. It's a time thing often. Or it's just a
right.
proximity thing, right? What I was gonna say is too, like, learning from people, growing through these connections. I think we're underestimating.
Underestimating what it's like to have an unlikely friend.
The positive nature, not just like, oh, this is interesting, not just that it's interesting, that it's a benefit, that it's beneficial to have this, that you to absorb, life experience, wisdom, knowledge, just cultural differences,
Yeah.
age differences, the way people interact differently. I think you soak up a lot of positive things from it.
It's very horizon expanding,
Yes.
like for all your positive traits, and there are, increasingly not as many, but I think I've learned all there is to learn from you. Right. I mean, I'm not, that sounded bad, but I'm just saying, like, there's nothing else I can
Right.
glean.
Fair. And
There's no
ditto.
more juice to squeeze.
Ditto.
Yeah.
Only if I make more friends that are different and bring them into the group.
Yeah, that is true. What do you think about bringing in a likely friend and colliding the worlds a little bit? Wait, should we talk about what just happened with our friend Brian and my friend?
What just happened?
I had a friend visiting from another country, and maybe he didn't tell you this. Well, then it's not going to make any sense. I had a friend visiting who's she's a little religious, and Brian was like, oh, let's go out with me and Matt on this double date. I'm like, she doesn't want to do that. I'm talking about like 5 days ago.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So you said no.
I said no, and he's been making fun of me. He's like, why not? Why not? I'm
yeah,
like,
why not? Yeah, why not?
going out with my two best friends and their wives, who I've known for 40 years, is not a fun, dynamic for certain people.
What people? Who would that not be fun for? We're open and welcoming. That's crazy.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
you deserve some scorn now. Now that you mention it. Puh, puh.
All right. Thank you for this question, and let us know how this unlikely friendship evolves. And if you have a question, send it to us on Instagram, Man of the Year Podcast. Okay, as we're wrapping up here, I don't know that there's been many examples in this episode of friendships across class. Right? I mean, Snoop and Martha, huge celebrities. Cardi B and Bernie are celebrities.
You mean like a blue collar person and a white collar wealthy person?
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. Is that
I guess. Look, I mean, I think part of it is like, where do you come into contact with people to be friends in the first place? Like, how do you make unlikely friendships?
right?
They form. I guess they could form, unlikely ones could form it. Like you could be volunteering and find somebody who cuts across a lot of different boundaries from you. You could be doing it at a sport thing, right? At a gym, you could find people. I mean, honestly, all of the third places that you find people at are good. Like your run club, you could find people at a cross section of ages and genders and politics and religion and socioeconomic status. So I think they're all kind of ripe for unlikely friendships if you were seeking that out.
When I was in my CrossFit stage, I had a lot of lesbian friends.
Yeah. You just stopped becoming friends with them?
It just they've sort of fallen out. I mean, just a lot of the CrossFit. I mean, it's been 6 years now, 5 years, but I think
I
that
try to keep up. I don't shun my friends just because I stopped working out at the same gym.
but that was I'm not
No,
even engaging with you on this because shut up.
I know. I remember they were all good peeps.
But if you think about it, I mean, this is a real generalization, but it's kind of true. I think it's pretty safe to say that many, and they've told me that many lesbians or queer women don't have a lot of straight male friends. I just don't get. I think that's somewhat unlikely.
That's it. I never thought about it because I have a lot of lesbian couple friends that we know, and I never thought like, oh, am I their unlikely friend?
Yeah. Well, how many lesbian couple friends do you have?
We have a few. I mean, we have one that's up in the Bay that's actually going through a divorce, but we had a few. We had a few from West Hollywood in our building.
Yeah. But I mean, no, I think you are. I mean, I think as a bro, as a proto bro, as a pro bro.
You think you think they'd bring me around going, look at this unlikely friend?
Yeah, I think they, meet us at the Cat and Kitty or whatever. By the way, did you know there's no lesbian bars in Los Angeles?
I saw an article about how they're going down in numbers.
Yeah. And by the way, the sort of what's it called? The trope that like you can go to like a gay bar as a straight man and pick up the women because there's a lot of straight women there because it's a safe space and there's no other guys competing. Completely untrue. I've never like talked to a woman at a gay bar in West Hollywood. But I was like, get away from me.
Yeah, it's like one of those things that you hear about or read about, but you don't really know people that have actually experienced it. I was going to say this about unlikely friendships too. I think the one thing that could be nice about it that we didn't really get into is you have complementary skill sets or, kind of fill in the gaps. When we talk about friend circles and you kind of need a friend for different things.
Yeah.
I think there's something nice about having somebody that for sure fills a bucket that you do not.
So you're like, oh God, the Subaru broke down. Get me a lesbian.
something along those lines.
Yeah.
I was thinking more, oh my God, I can't afford to pay this bill. Thank God I have a rich friend.
Oh yeah. God,
Thank God my mentor can cover this tab.
It sucks being so blue collar, but thankfully the man whose elevator I run or service can help me. Yeah. Fair enough. All right, great. I mean, I think I'd love to hear from our listeners. I'd love to hear like a really good unlikely
friend story. Yeah. I want to hear it. Tell us DM us some unlikely friend stories.
Yeah, Instagram Man of the Year podcast. Okay, guys, thank you so much for listening. Always remember, be good to yourself, be good to your friends. Love you, buddy.
Love you, buddy.